An innovative mollusk evolved the ability to swim by floating off the bottom. It was a miraculous step in the survival game. In the South Pacific, near the island of New Caledonia, an enormous coral reef has been growing steadily for millennia. The reef drops off suddenly here, descending more than 1,000 feet. These tropical waters teem with animals, and living alongside them is an amazing survivor. One of a few remaining nautiloids, a line of shelled mollusks that managed to rise up from the sea floor.
I was trained as a paleontologist, and yet the animals I study, ancient nautiloids, were to me but impressions in rock, and I really needed to see the living animal. And then I heard that there was one place on Earth where not only could you trap them, but if you were a diver and you were willing to dive at night outside the reef, you could see them.
Down we go.
Led by paleontologist Peter Ward, a team of scientists has come to New Caledonia in search of the chambered Nautilus. Rarely seen, it rises from its deep home only at night to search for food.
Nautilus is an indication of an animal that has survived a world that has gotten more and more dangerous. You can see any Nautilus shell has numerous breaks upon it. It's clear that it's a very dangerous place to live, and yet this particular design, this body plan of the Nautilus has gone through. It's really survived the millennia. Not many of his brethren did.
But can they find such an elusive creature? To do so, the scientists go fishing, sending baited traps 1,000 feet down the reef wall. At the end of the line they are hauling up, a Nautilus will appear. They hope.
When you start seeing the traps coming up, you peer over the side and try to see, can I see? Yeah, there any in there. 1, 2, 3, and you see a little brown, a little white. Yeah. Of course, the opposite of that is you raise it up and it's empty, and you're going, oh, 4-letter word. Oh, 4-letter word. Oh, 4-letter word. Yes, there we go. That's all. Here we got Nautilus. That's all. Two. And a deep water shark.
Like living fossils, 2 Nautilus are in the first trap.
Yes, yes, yes. Hello, my old friends. You got it.
The strong Nautilus shell keeps the buoyant gas within at constant pressure, unlike the deep water fish that came up with them.
All right, here's the difference between the Nautilus coming up and that fish. See that fish with the swim bladder out? That has come up so quickly that he didn't have time to pressurize, and so his guts have blown right out of his mouth. These Nautilus have come up from 1,000 feet. They're wonderful. They don't care. What a beautiful design difference.
Examining the Nautilus, we can see how evolution transformed a mere bottom feeder into a buoyant battleship. At its head, a mass of 90 or more muscular tentacles can extend from sheaths to seize its prey. Nautiloids found a way to swim by jet propulsion. Water is taken in and rapidly forced out of a funnel that steers and propels the Nautilus. It evolved from the ancient foot to become like a flexible exhaust pipe that also serves as a rudder. A thin sheet of muscle, the mantle, surrounds the internal organs, while at the same time secreting the hard calcium layers of its famous chambered shell. An ancient Nautilus was the original jaws, the first animal with vertically clamping mouthparts. Within this jaw is its radula, with teeth that can shred a lobster's discarded shell. Every feature of the Nautilus design is a legacy from its ancestors and the world they encountered. But what set this line of mollusks apart from all that came before was a key evolutionary breakthrough: buoyancy. For years, its secret was a mystery, until scientists took X-rays of a living Nautilus.
What makes Nautilus unique among the living mollusks today is that the shell is not a simple interior tube, but it is cut into a series of partitions. People began X-raying the animals, and early on it became apparent that not only is there air in the chambers, but there's water too.
New chambers are sealed off with seawater still inside them. In order to stay buoyant as it grows, the Nautilus must remove this seawater from its shell. To do so, it uses a tube called the siphuncle, which spirals through every chamber. Cells in this tube gradually pull the water into the animal's blood system, leaving only gas. The secret to maintaining buoyancy. 500 million years ago, a buoyant shell enabled the nautiloids to grow in size and dominate the seas.